Hello, dear students. Welcome to this lesson on one of the most essential foundations of English grammar, the 8 parts of speech. I am Dr. Iman Ratul, your instructor for today. Let me guide you through the main part of today's session. In this session, we will begin by presenting key general information about the course. Then, we will provide you with a brief introduction outlining the significance of grammar in language learning, particularly for first-year students. Following that, we will provide you with course general objectives. Then, we will define the concepts of the parts of speech and explore how words are categorized based on their grammatical function. Next, we will classify the 8 parts of speech and examine their roles within sentence structure. Finally, we will conclude with a summary of the essential points discussed. Let's now move into the core of the lesson. Let's begin with some general information about this course. The course is part of the Department of English and is titled Grammar, the Parts of Speech. It is specifically designed for first-year students in their fundamental unit of study. This course carries a coefficient of 2 and is worth 4 credits. Throughout the semester, we will have an average of 34 hours of teaching. Classes will be held on Sundays and Mondays. I will be your instructor for this course, Dr. Iman Ratul. Should you need any assistance or wish to discuss any issues, my office hours are available for 3 hours per week. Please feel free to reach out during those times. By the end of this lesson, students should be able to clearly define what the parts of speech are, identify all the 8 categories, and most importantly, construct grammatically correct sentences using these elements accurately. These objectives will help you develop better writing and speaking skills in English and support your overall language development. Language is like a puzzle, and the parts of speech are the pieces that help us build sentences. Each word in English belongs to a part of speech. They can be organized according to the role they play in a sentence. We call these groups the parts of speech. They are generally categorized into 8 groups. Here are the 8 parts of speech. The parts of speech are very important since they are the foundation of all English grammar. They help us organize words into correct sentence structures. When we understand how words function, whether as nouns or as verbs, we can express our ideas more clearly and accurately. This not only helps in writing, but also in understanding what we read and hear. Mastering the parts of speech improves all 4 language skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Now, let's look at nouns, which are known as naming words. A noun names a person, a place, an animal, an object, or an idea. For example, teacher is a person, Algeria is a place, and freedom is an idea. In a sentence, nouns often function as subjects or objects. Take this example. The student reads a book. Here, student is the subject and the book is the object of the sentence. Nouns can be classified into different types. We have common nouns like girls or town, proper nouns such as Algeria or Susan, abstract nouns which describe ideas like freedom or honesty, and concrete nouns which refer to physical things you can see or touch like table or child. The next part of speech is pronouns. Pronouns are words like I or he or she that replace nouns. They are very useful in our sentences because they help us prevent repetition and simplify what we are saying. Let's look at this example. Ali is a teacher. He loves his job. Instead of repeating Ali twice, we use the pronoun he to avoid repetition and make the sentence smoother. That's the power of pronouns. Now, there are different types of pronouns. Let's go over them briefly. Personal pronouns like I or you. Possessive pronouns like my or your. Reflexive pronouns such as myself or yourself, demonstrative pronouns like this or that, interrogative pronouns such as who or what, relative pronouns like who, which, that, and finally, indefinite pronouns like someone, anyone. Each of these has a specific role in communication. The next part of speech is adjectives, which are words that describe nouns. They add more detail or tell us about the quality of something. For example, it is sunny today. Sunny is the adjective describing the weather. There are different types of adjectives, such as descriptive, like beautiful, quantitative, like 3, demonstrative, such as this, possessive, such as my, interrogative, like which, indefinite, like some, proper, like Algerian, French, or American. Each type gives specific information about the noun it describes. Now, let's move on to verbs. A verb is a word that shows action, an occurrence, or a state of being. For example, run, eat, speak, seem. Verbs fall into 3 main types. Action verbs, they show that someone is doing something, like write, jump, or think. Linking verbs, these connect the subject to more information, like be, become, or seem. Helping verbs, they work with the main verbs to show tense or meaning, such as have, do, or will. The next part of speech is adverbs. An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or even another adverb. It tells us how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. Adverbs come in different types. Adverbs of manner, like she walks slowly. Adverbs of time, such as he arrived late. Adverbs of place, like they live nearby. Adverbs of frequency, such as I always read books. Adverbs of degree, such as I am very happy. So, adverbs add detail and clarity to your sentence. Now, let's look at prepositions. A preposition is a word that shows the relationship between a noun or pronoun and another word in a sentence. For example, the pen is under the table. And here tells us the position of the pen. Prepositions are used in different ways. Prepositions of place, like on or under. Prepositions of time, like before. Prepositions of direction or movement, like into. Prepositions of reason, like because of. And prepositions of manner, like by. Let's talk about conjunctions. The words that connect words, phrases, or clauses in a sentence. They help us build more complex and compound sentences. There are 3 main types of conjunctions. We have coordinating conjunctions like for, and, subordinating conjunctions such as because, although, correlative conjunctions come in pairs such as either or, both and. So, using conjunctions correctly makes your sentence smoother and more connected. The last part of speech is interjections. These are words that express strong emotions or sudden feelings, like yay, ouch, or wow. They usually stand alone and are followed by an exclamation mark. Interjections can show joy, surprise, pain, greetings, disapproval, confusion, or thinking, as shown in the examples below. They are not grammatically linked to the sentence, but help express how we feel. To this end, words are the foundation of any language. Understanding the different parts of speech like verbs, adverbs, or prepositions helps us use language more effectively. So by mastering these elements, we can improve our grammar, writing, and communication skills, making our ideas clearer and our expressions more powerful. Thank you for watching. For any question or clarification, feel free to contact me.